So at the end of our wonderful book, Hollywood to the Himalayas, we ended with the 48th chapter, which was titled Brahm. Let this be a way of honoring the wonderful journey we've had thus far in the book Hollywood to the Himalayas by chanting it just as she exemplified 108 times, the auspicious number. It's difficult to translate the literal meaning of this because the literal meaning is almost besides the point, given that something deeper is unlocked in the sentiment we carry in our hearts while chanting these words. The word Om has been chanted for millennia, and it represents the cosmic seed which has manifested this whole universe. Long ago it was believed, and still today, that sound is one of the most primordial aspects of existence. And so, as you could equally argue that this world began in light, the ancient rishis said that the world began in sound. That is what Om represents as the sound of the impersonal reality, which has done creation, sustenance, and destruction all at once in this moment that we find ourselves in. Metaphorically, we often refer to that Om as the Brahman, which comes from the root Br, which means to expand. And so the stem Brahm represents expansion. The expansion coming from the Brahman, the source, the all-expansive one, which is Om. So you can think of these words as meaning Om. We meditate on that one, that source, that expanse, the infinite room for expansion, etc. Very powerful ancient mantra. And I'll keep track of the number by a mala, which is traditionally used to count so that we don't have to. A mala is said to have 108 beads, representing the 9 celestial bodies times the 12 constellations, therefore 108 different astrological influences to transcend with each repetition. There is a 109th bead called the Guru bead, and this Guru bead acts just as a guru in telling us where to start and when to stop. As we start on the first bead after, and when we feel we get to the Guru beads, that tells us when to stop too. Without further ado, Om Brahm, 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 Om Brahm. As we chant these sacred syllables, may we be reminded that we are a part of something much greater than our body, our mind, much greater than the individual lives that we live on the surface layer of life. That you are a part of something much greater which loves you completely. And therefore, we should aspire ourselves to be reflections of that whole too, and recognize that everyone and everything around us is a part of the very same thing as we are. Never be fooled into thinking that there's one life that's mine and another life that's yours. There's no such thing. There's only life. And you can choose to recognize that you're a part of it or be in resistance to it. But one thing's for certain, no matter what you believe, the best way to make your beliefs become a reality is to exemplify them yourself to the highest of your abilities, and that serves as the seed which sits in the fertile soil of the minds of others and begins to grow in their own time. Just as we can never force a flower to blossom, all we can do is provide what is required for it to do so. We do just that by being a role model student ourselves of the perspectives that inspire us, and sooner or later, those around us begin to notice, this person seems to have so much love, so much peace. What do they see that I may have forgotten to look for? And in just that way, you create the subtle impression for change in the world around you. Yes, it starts off slow, but that is because of the inertia it has. Only that which is very small is capable of being moved so quickly. If you find that there's something great that you see, and it takes a long time for it to be a reality, then that means you truly have found something very big, and that takes a long time to get going, and that's okay. The best time to plant a tree is 40 years ago. The second best time is now. Plant that seed in the minds of those around you by embodying what it means to look for peace and harmony within yourself. And I promise you will make a difference. You will be successful and you will be happy, and every part of your life will be validated, integrated, and coming together to form a greater whole. Om Brahm, Om Brahm, Om Brahm. May we never expect anything else than the space that is always available for us to expand into. Namaste.